This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Simoni versus Gunn. You all have been together for 5 years. You're engaged to be married. You have 2 children together, but there's going to be no marriage unless we figure out what's going on here. Ms. Simoni, you've brought this case. Tell us why you're here.
I'm here, Your Honor, because I am upset. Everybody in our hometown has a story about Cody, and it's getting to the point where I'm embarrassed, I'm humiliated, and I feel like an idiot.
What kind of stories do they have about Cody?
Cheating accusations.
And see, what you're not understanding is so many of these people had a past with me that they just possibly jealous. I mean, I'm here to let you know, like, this is what I want. I want our family.
So, Mr. Gunn, these people just don't want to let you go.
Right, Your Honor.
Miss Simoni, tell me what it was like in the beginning, because it couldn't have been all this humiliation and turmoil from the very start.
We met just at a concession stand in the mall. Through a mutual friend. From that on, we just walked together until we got to know each other. 3 days later, we made it official we were together.
3 days?
3 days.
So, Mr. Gunn, what kind of shots did you fire for her to be the woman for you?
You didn't go there.
I did.
All right, well, you gotta know with a name like Gunn, there's gonna be a lot of pun here.
I understand.
See how I did
Really?
that? Yeah, well, you did it, I can do it. All right, so you figured it out after 2 or 3 days, this was the person for you. You like what you saw, and you like what you saw.
Yes.
What went wrong?
He started to be on his phone consistently. Every time I would sit down, go next to him, he'd swipe out whatever he was on.
So was that different from when you first met him?
Yes, before he was very open about having his phone with me, sharing passwords and sharing secrets, and now it's just like he's keeping them.
Mr. Cutler, if we have one case, we've got 50 cases where the change begins with the doggone phone, the phone is open, and then the phone becomes, you know.
Right, Your Honor.
He keeps it down flat. When you come in the room, he's like, it wasn't me. Right? All right, so Miss Simoni, what do you do once you find out he's being secretive with the phone?
We broke up for 3 months from the end of August from November 6th.
And you get back together when?
November 6th.
So from the end of August to November 6th, you all were broken up.
Correct.
And then November 6th, you get back together.
Yes.
All right. But then some cheating alarms start going off again.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, tell me about these cheating alarms. What was the first alarm?
I had gotten an app on Facebook. It's an anonymous messaging app, so you can share your link through your page and people can message you anonymously. I got a message that said, Cody is cheating on me and I am stupid. And then I got another one. That included 4 women specifically by name.
Okay, Mr. Gunn, please explain why somebody would just anonymously write your fiancé to say you're cheating and she's stupid because you're cheating.
See, I'm not 100% sure why anybody would make those accusations and tell her things like that. But during our breakup, there was one of them that was in the anonymous message that I did sleep with while we had that separation.
But what about the other 3?
I'm not even sure who the other 3 are. I haven't seen these messages myself.
That must have been a wild 3 months. He doesn't even remember who they were. I mean, he remembers one, but it must have been all wild and crazy.
Well, it just leads me to want to know, Miss Simoni, what'd you do when you got these 4 names? Because that's what I'd be like, okay, next.
Yeah, after I got the 4 names, I started digging. I went through my friends, I went through his friends on Facebook, and it's actually a woman Cody referred our children to be babysit by.
You believe your fiancé is sleeping with the babysitter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you talk to her?
I did. I talked to her directly.
Oh, well, I'd love to hear about that conversation. Tell me about that.
I messaged her and I openly asked if she was messing around with him, and she had responded yes, that they were messing around when we had problems.
And Your Honor, that was the time that we were on the break. That is the woman I referred to as during that breakup is when I had slept with somebody else.
Okay, but she sent me a picture.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hold on, love. Let's look at I want to see these text messages.
So you wrote, were you and Cody blanking around when we were together?
When you guys had problems, we blanked around. He would Snapchat me to come over and blank him when you were asleep.
Then it goes on, we had a three-way.
And you said, was the 3 after or before Arabella?
And the old babysitter responds, it was November 26th. All right, did you have a three-way?
It was during that time period of us being broken up, yes.
Miss Simoni, do you believe this is when that happened, when you all were on your break?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because the next day she had sent me a picture with the date included on it.
And you've submitted that to the court as well?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
And this is a picture of Mr. Gunn.
Yes, Your Honor.
On November 26th at 11:22 p.m., hugged up with the babysitter.
Yes, Your Honor.
That night with the picture was a night that was not even about the threesome. There was a party that night. I went to it, hung out with a bunch of friends. Don't remember a lot of the night, but I do know that I did not sleep with her that night.
If you don't remember a lot of it, how do you know that?
Because there was a sobering up period that it was around that time.
You know how mad I would be, Mr. Cutler, if you recommended a babysitter that you ended up sleeping with? Because I would think you just making it casual and easy to have access to her. I mean, this is like, I don't know why your hair ain't on fire.
So are you saying it's worse to sleep with a babysitter than anybody else?
No, I'm just thinking, first she tucks the kids in the bed, then she tucks him in the bed. I hope, but I suspect that it's not true. Miss Simoni, have you found any other evidence of Mr. Gunn cheating?
Sadly, Your Honor.
All right, tell me about it.
We had an old neighbor who he would ask for cigarettes for when he was out, and she had messaged me when I was at home with the children, asking me to ask my fiancé to stop asking to trade nudes with her.
Mr. Gunn, were you asking for nudies?
No, I was not.
Were you exchanging nudies with somebody else?
No, I did not.
So you just happened to look up, and in your inbox are a bunch of new photographs of women that you
Oh, no,
happen
I
to
didn't
know.
even have anything in my inbox.
How does she go from cigarettes to nudes, though?
All right, Your
I
Honor.
mean, look, take a look at this message. Can you tell your fiancé to stop Snapchatting me asking to trade nudes?
I understand how it looks on there, but all I did was ask her for a cigarette.
There's a big difference between a cigarette and a picture of me being nude or of your neighbor being nude. That's a big jump.
Yeah. And I know autocorrect does a lot of things, but autocorrect does not change cigarettes to nudes. It doesn't do that. Miss Simoni, let me ask you this. You mentioned earlier that, seems like everybody's talking about it, everybody's telling you that he's cheating. Who specifically has told you that he's cheating?
His best friend from many years.
His best friend?
His best friend, yes.
His best friend has broken the bro code, basically told you that he's cheating?
Wow.
Yes, Your Honor.
What has he told you?
He was going to cheat on me one night on a guy's night out at a strip club with a stripper, and that he had kissed an ex-girlfriend while he went to his friend's house.
Man.
Mr. Gunn?
And all that is false.
The entire thing is false.
The night at the strip club, I don't remember. Maybe stuff could have happened. I don't know. I was drunk. I was intoxicated.
Okay,
So I'm not completely
tell me that.
denying everything at the strip club.
All right, here's the thing. I got 3 sons, probably in your age group. The bro code is real. I lived with it. One would do something and nobody, who did it? Wasn't me, wasn't me, wasn't me. I thought I had a 4th son named wasn't me. So for a best friend to break the bro code, you must have done something pretty doggone outrageous.
And see, this best friend of mine, well, supposed, had also sat there and told her that she'd be better off with him.
Oh, so you think he has an ulterior motive?
Definitely. And every time me and her had broken up in the past, took breaks, whatever it was, throughout our 5-year relationship, he was always right there.
So here's the thing. There's your side, her side, and there's the best friend side. And so what I want to do, I'm going to give you this piece of paper and a pen. I want you to write down the best friend's number, and I'm going to call it. Because she's saying that she talked to him, and you're saying, well, when she did it, he was trying to get with her anyway. We're going to find out what happened and why.
Because I agree. I mean, it takes a lot to want to break the bro code. And if...
Okay.
You got the number?
I got the number. Okay. Hello?
Yes.
Is this Mr. Williams?
Yes.
We're here on the case of Cassidy Simoni and Cody Gunn. You know them, correct?
Yep.
Ms. Simoni has testified that you all had been to a strip club and that Mr. Cody was cheating or was going to cheat with a stripper. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Tell me what Mr. Gunn was going to do with this strip club.
He had this stripper on his lap and leaned over to me and said, I'm going to cheat on Cassidy tonight. And she took him to the private dance room, and he came back out and said, I got her number, and she's going to hit me up later.
Wow.
Mr. Gunn.
Like I said, Your Honor, I don't remember that night.
So you're not denying it?
I'm not denying it. I'm not saying it's true.
But you remember enough to tell me that you were just playing pool and weren't looking at anybody?
I was also really intoxicated that night, so...
You came home just fine.
Okay, so again, you're not denying that it happened. You just don't remember one way or the other.
Correct.
Right.
Ms. Simoni testified that there was something with an ex-girlfriend of Mr. Gunn. Can you tell me and tell Mr. Cutler about that?
He invited me down to, come talk with him and her. And then they started getting touchy-feely, and then so I didn't pay no mind to it. I turned around and, I'm not stupid. I hear kissing noises. I know what kissing noises sound like.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. I think you brought a lot of clarity, so we appreciate your time. Have a great day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, Ms. Simoni, how did you feel when Mr. Williams came to you and said, look, I got something to tell you. Here's some things that I've seen.
I was very, very upset because why would he lie to me? That was his best friend for many, many years, and...
He's also the same best friend of mine that basically said you would have been better off with him.
Your story to this court and to Ms. Simoni is you have not been physically or sexually intimate with anyone else since you and she got back together on November 6th.
Correct.
Despite your best friend coming forward and saying you did, you maintain that you did not. You have not since you all got back together on November 6th. Is that your testimony today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she has said, if it comes back that he is in fact cheating, this wedding is off forever. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gunn, do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Are you confident that you're gonna walk down the aisle with her, or are you just gonna walk down this aisle alone?
Oh, I'm very confident that I'll be walking down the aisle with her.
All right, let me just say this to you. We say it all the time. Don't let me bring my expert in here to tell your story. If you've got a story you need to tell it now. Do you have something you need to say?
Actually, Your Honor, yes, I do. There was an incident that led up to conception of a child. And I've never let Cassidy know, and I figured this as the best opportunity to tell her. While Cassidy went to Texas to visit her dad, I did have a one-night stand.
And that one-night stand produced a child?
Yes, Your Honor.
I see the tears. I want to weep with you.
I think more importantly, Mr. Gunn, what do you have to say to Ms. Simoni?
Words can't really tell her how I feel about it, and I am truly sorry. It's something that's been weighing on me for 2 years now.
Mr. Gunn, is this the only time you've cheated? Are there more?
There's one more time.
All right.
While you all were together?
Yes.
Come on. Talk.
How long ago did it happen, and what happened?
It was maybe 2 months ago.
Miss Simoni, I can't even begin to imagine what you're going through right now. What do you want to say to Mr. Gunn?
I don't trust you anymore. And without our trust, there can't be us.
Miss Simoni, I'm going to be kind of blunt with you. You need to not be anybody's doormat. Each other since middle school.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is something. And you have a beautiful baby together.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so tell me, why in the world are you here in couples court today?
Your Honor, I just want to know if my husband is sleeping with the neighbor because he's been acting real distant. Our marriage just hasn't, it hasn't been the same. And he's just nonchalant about everything. He gets mad with me. So I just want to know the truth today.
Mr. McKinney, what do you have to say about that?
I have admitted to her that I have cheated and everything. This has been a year and a half ago. And I'm doing everything now to make sure everything's straight. I'm not cheating, I'm not doing nothing.
Okay, so you cheated in the past.
Yes, sir.
But that was in the past, and now you're on the straight and narrow.
Yes, sir. That's the reason I'm here today, so that she know that I'm on the straight and narrow. The only thing I'm worrying about is her and my little girl. That's it.
And you don't believe him?
I don't believe anything he's saying.
Okay, can you tell him exactly what is at stake today?
If I find out you're cheating on me today, we're done. You got to get it together.
And you said you're not cheating right now.
I haven't done nothing since June 18th. She's just paranoid because she gonna go through my phone, Facebook, all of that. It's just the trust is lost with her.
The trust is lost.
You broke that trust.
Mm-hmm.
And you recognize that the trust is lost.
Yes, sir.
And you're here to rebuild that trust, aren't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're here to convince her that you're deserving of that trust.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you're saying that she's paranoid. Why are you saying she's paranoid?
Because she know all I do is go to work at night, come home. When I'm home, it's just me, her, and my little child. If we don't have nothing to do, we out of town trying to do something.
Are you paranoid?
I don't think I'm paranoid. I just think that I have a feeling in my, my gut is that he's doing something. He's always he's just not there all the way, 100%. He's nonchalant,
And look, I'm a married person. You're looking at mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your gut is your gut. A
Yes.
woman's intuition is rarely wrong. And you're here to get that corrected.
Yes, Your Honor.
You talk about a woman's intuition. From a man's perspective, if he's doing everything he's supposed to do, then her intuition could be fueled by something completely paranoid.
But love, he's already
What he's done in the past, we're talking about what he's done in the past. He's talking about what he's doing right now.
I'm not paranoid.
I don't have nothing
crazy.
to be paranoid about. I know what I'm
He's
doing.
crazy.
You know what you're doing.
I know what I'm
But
doing.
love,
a
I gotta
liar.
tell you, was there a period after the fallout a year and a half ago where things were okay?
Only when he on Valentine's Day, if he brings me a gift or something, but that still doesn't cover up the fact that that happened.
Okay.
Because I'm still damaged from it, So it's never really been a good time.
What about back in the beginning?
Yeah, in the beginning it was good. We got, we met each other. We've known each other since middle school. We fell apart then we met back up at a school we was going to together, and
Now, when you all met in middle school, were you all just friends, or were you all
He
actually
never noticed
boyfriend and
me.
girlfriend in middle school?
I was like a geek to him. He never noticed me. He was the little.
Yeah, I wasn't into, I ain't gonna lie, I was into the streets and all that. I was running behind the fast girls. And,
He didn't want no smart girl.
she was a kind of nerd at the time,
Okay.
I just looked at it and kept going about my business,
When did you realize that the freaks and the cheats out in the street weren't for you, and this was the one for you?
I realized that once I got cheated on. Then,
So you know what it feels like to be cheated
yeah, I
on.
know what it
Exactly.
feel like. That's why I'm trying to show her that
Right.
I'm doing what I need to do now.
So besides him catching your eye, what other things made you fall in love with this gentleman?
He's like my little teddy bear, he's somebody I can come to when I'm sad, when I'm crying. He brings me Mother's Day gifts every year when we have Mother's Day. He's just
Okay.
my other half.
He's doing those things that you would expect from your husband.
And I love him, yeah.
At some point, something changed. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, what was it that changed?
Just every time I turn around, he was texting different females, things saying he wanted to, do oral sex with people. And
Hold up. Was he offering or asking?
Oh, he was offering to do it.
So he's a giver.
Yes, Your Honor.
I did do that. I admitted to all of that.
Yes, he
Okay.
did.
We had our up and downs and all that, and
It doesn't matter.
That's what marriage is. It's up and it's down. You don't. When
Give
it's
and
down,
take.
you don't go somewhere else. You stay in the. You stay in the game, man.
and I have admitted to my wrongs what I have done and all of that,
And this is one ex that she was independent. She had like 3 jobs, a nice car. He used to always throw up, oh, she's better than you. She's more independent. You know what I'm saying? It hurt my feelings.
What was the first instance that you saw that he was texting someone?
It was an argument we had one night, and he just threw it up at my face.
That he was texting her.
He just threw up that she was independent and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not nothing.
Okay, so tell me about that night. Why were you all fighting?
we was fighting because I was working 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day.
Oh.
And the only thing that she was thinking then was I was cheating.
Because you were working 7
I was
days a
working
week
7
because you
days
was
a
gone
week.
so much.
12, 14 hours a day.
But you still had time to text this babe.
Yes,
Okay, so that energy you should have been spending on her.
That's right.
When you had this fight, did you talk to him about that text?
I've talked to him. He didn't care.
At that point, I wasn't caring about nothing.
Okay, I want you to look at your bride. She clearly loves you. And you stood here and said, I didn't care at a point, so I was just doing me. It's about being honest, love.
Yeah.
You gotta do that.
Was there anything else that made you think that
Yeah.
something was going on?
I know it was one time when I met a friend in this program. And I asked her as a friend, can you reach out to him? Maybe if somebody else talked to him, they can get through to him. Come to find out, she's forwarding me messages from them too, but he's asking her for oral sex too.
She came to me first, and then she switched everything around and made it seem like I was coming on to her.
That's when you say, dude, I'm involved.
And not only that, around June, 4th of July, whatever, he started messing with the neighbor. He used to go to her house all late in the morning, didn't come home all day long. I asked him, what were you doing? Oh, nothing.
At that moment, wasn't nothing going on until me and my wife had separated. That's when other stuff started happening.
He's lying because when I went through his phone, he was talking to one of his family members. He was like, she got out of bed butt naked.
What? Did that happen?
No, that did not happen.
You did not
I don't
text
believe it.
your family member and say she had a big butt naked?
I did.
Okay, so
But
that did happen.
That did happen, but I never seen her naked.
It doesn't matter.
But-
He should have never said it if he didn't want to get out.
Okay,
Well, that's-
he didn't see that coming. He didn't know he was gonna get caught. A big butt and a smile, you can't trust that. You cannot trust a big butt and
Never
a smile.
trust a big button to smile.
All right, so why are we here today? What do you think he's doing currently?
Your Honor, I still think he's cheating on me. When we get to arguing, he just like, I'm done. He walks out, take the car, and just don't come back home to when he feels like coming home.
I do that because I don't want to fuss.
It doesn't matter.
All
It
right.
doesn't-
Well, fighting is a part of being in a relationship.
That's right.
I wish I could sit here and tell you that we don't fight. We do fight.
We're gonna fight here.
Yeah.
In reality.
One thing we do try to do is we try to fight fair. All right, so we talked about the neighbor. What else do you think he's doing now?
Like, it's times that I call him, he doesn't answer the phone. He goes for hours, and I don't know where he's at. I just want to know where is he at.
Did you ever meet or confront the neighbor?
Oh, she's confronted me before.
She
what
confronted
did that
you?
look like?
About my man. She come over there and say, who are you to tell him what to do? Just getting all in my face. I'll pop you in the face and just all kind of little, all in my face.
All right, so what did that look like?
She took my phone out of my hand.
The neighbor took your phone out of your hand
Yeah, I was laying on the sofa playing the game.
at the neighbor's house.
Then she threw my phone back, so I read the text. And then they done sent texts back and forth. So after she leaves, I leave to go to my house. And as I get there, they fussing back and forth. I just told my wife to sit down and let it go.
Sit down and let it go.
No. I'm gonna have to fan on that.
We're missing something here because you're laying on your neighbor's sofa playing video game, and out of the blue, the neighbor comes and takes your phone.
At this time, I was broke, out of the doubt, And she was talking about giving me checks and all that. I was just, putting little words in the air.
No, what was the conversation with you and the neighbor as you laying there?
He told you what happened. He said she was giving him checks, and he's texting another woman. She's hot. Yeah. That's what happened, isn't it? She gave you some money, and you texted your wife, and she's like, who you texting?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Wow, no.
You know what?
Okay.
This is the kind of stuff folk get real hurt. Have hospital visits on.
Yeah. And not
Were you
mention,
sleeping with the neighbor at that time, too?
No, I wasn't.
He said he's lying.
Okay, so she gave you money and you weren't sleeping with her.
Wasn't nothing going on. She just wanted me to leave my wife and come move in with her.
So that nothing could go on.
Then something probably went on, but nothing was going on at the time.
So she's laying the groundwork.
Yeah.
Okay.
At what point do you end up sleeping with her?
This neighbor I did not sleep with. I slept with.
It was another neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Wait a minute. He needs to not have any neighbors. He needs
None. No female neighbors.
What neighborhood do you live in?
You are making Desperate Housewives look boring.
All right. So anything else current going on that you think is evidence that he's cheating?
I know it was one time where I went on Instagram and I found the stripper that he used to have in his phone when we first got together. And he, befriended her on Instagram.
You gotta look out for the girl on the pole. That's you need to have questions when you see one of those pictures on your husband's phone.
And so, fast forward to now, why do you think that stripper is still in his life?
Because she inboxed me on Instagram.
It doesn't matter. You should have never been friends with her on Instagram. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be friends with none of
These things I don't get on no more. I don't get on Instagram,
but he's
Snapchat, Facebook.
How you don't get on it?
Okay, so with all that you told us, and it's a lot,
It's a lot.
why are you even in the game?
I don't know. I'm just trying to just see if it's something here still. You know what I'm saying? I don't just give up easily. I don't have a mom or a dad. So,
Oh my God.
Yeah, him and my daughter are they're my world.
What are you feeling?
I'm feeling pain, hurt, and betrayal. Because you're supposed to love me. You're not supposed to love no other female. You're not supposed to cheat. You're not supposed to do anything. If you're with me, you're with me. And it hurts.
That's what I've been showing you for I don't know how long now, for about a year.
It doesn't matter about now, Junior.
And what are you feeling when you see this?
I was an idiot at the time. I know the pain that she going through. And I hate to see her going through this. That's why I'm changing now. That's why I done changed. That's why only thing I think about day and night is her and my little girl. I don't have no time for no other female.
So here's the deal. At the end of this, if he has not cheated on you, are you going to let it go?
I'm going to let it go and move forward.
Do you realize, Mr. McKinney, that your marriage is on the line?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, because we got a lot working here, and you stand by the fact that you have not cheated in the last year.
I have not cheated on you in the last year.
We will see.
All right. This court has ordered a polygraph test, and we have the results. Ron, would you please bring Mr. Williams in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams, you're a state-certified polygraph examiner, is that correct?
That's correct.
You see a lot of married couples.
I see a lot of married couples. Over the last 25 years, I've done hundreds of cases with married couples.
So let's talk about the case that we have here. You had an opportunity to examine Mr. McKinney, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you asked him a series of questions.
That's correct.
You asked Mr. McKinney, other than the one time you admit to having sex with a neighbor in June of 2016, have you had sexual contact with the neighbor since? And what was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector reveal?
It revealed that there was no significant response to this question, which indicated he was being truthful.
All right, this is a good start. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Right now I feel great.
And how
That's
do
not
you
it.
feel?
I was telling the truth. I told her.
It's still more questions.
There was a last question, is that correct, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
You asked Mr. McKinney, since June of 2016, other than the one time you admitted to having sex with a neighbor, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than your wife? Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what was Mr. McKinney's response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector reveal?
On this question, the subject showed high physiological response, which indicated to me that he was being deceptive.
what's going on.
Telling you the truth, I ain't.
Mr. McKinney, is there another woman that you had sex with in the last year?
No.
Mr. Keller, you asking. Maybe he
Okay.
didn't hear me.
All right. This is the time to come clean. This is it, because your marriage is on the line. If you come clean,
We might be able to salvage this thing.
yes.
With the neighbor, we was about to have sex, but I didn't go forward with it
And why didn't you go forward with it?
because I just thought about it, what it would do to her if I would have did it again.
How
Well-
are you feeling, love?
Ms. McKinney?
I just feel, I don't even know, just back to square one again. You know, it's just like, my heart is telling me to stay, you know, still be there. My mind is like, Cedric, he's no good.
In looking at you all, when you all were talking about the good times, there was a gleam in both of your eyes. Even up to this point, there's still a part of her, and that's why she's struggling. There's still a part of her that wants this to work. She's not really ready to kick you to the curb. If you leave her no choice, she will.
Now that you have the results, what's next?
We can move forward, but it's just, he can't do this again. He can't cheat on me again because that's it, I'm gone. Me and my daughter are
You
leaving.
ain't got to worry about it again.
Again, don't do it again.
The fact that she hasn't left you yet, you're a lucky man.